everyone that this is being recorded and can be played at a later date on RPS or another media outlet. So with that, I'm going to turn this over to Sean Burke because I think Sean has some pretty good news to tell us, maybe? And Lorraine and the team?
Well, we both have kind of grins on our face because there is good news, but with some caveats. So we're going to go through it all tonight, just so we don't belay the suspense. I don't think we're going to ask for a vote from the committee tonight. We still have some due diligence to do from the general contractor, but we're going to go through. We're going to show you the bids. We're going to show you where they came at. It's going to be exciting. You're going to be happy. And we'll talk a little bit about our next steps and what we're going to do to make sure that everything is in order so that we can do a clean contract award and we can make sure that we're setting this project up for success. So I think I can do a screen share, right? All right. Can everybody see that?
Nothing changed.
Sean, it didn't go through yet.
Oh, come on.
There you go.
Can you see the school building committee?
Yep.
All right, great. All right. So make sure still in good shape.
Yes.
So we open the meeting, approval of the meeting minutes. We're going to put that to the end and we're going to go through and review the bids. So just as a reminder, we pre-qualified a bunch of trade contractors and we received 74 trade contractor bids. This is just a summary of how many people were pre-qualified and how many bid. On masonry, 7 were pre-qualified. We got 6 bids. Miss Metals, 9 were pre-qualified, 6 bids. Waterproofing, 9 were pre-qualified, 6 bids. Roofing, 7 pre-qualified, 6 bids. Windows, 9 were pre-qualified, 8 bids. Glass and glazing, 11 pre-qualified. We got 4 bids. One of the bidders pulled out. They're the only bidder that's pulled out so far. Their bid was significantly lower than the estimate and the other 2 bids. They had a math error or clerical error in their bid, so they removed it and we're not. But that was the only one. Tile, 5 pre-qualified, 4 put in bids. Acoustical ceiling tile, 4, all of them bid. Resilient flooring, 3, all of them bid. Painting, 6, all of them bid. Elevators, we had 2. We got 1 bid. Fire protection, 8 pre-qualified. We got 10 pre-qualified. We got 8 bids on that. Plumbing, 7 pre-qualified, 4 bids. HVAC, 8 pre-qualified, 4 bids. And electrical, 4 pre-qualified, and all 4 of them bid. So I was putting together the bid tab for to show you all of the bids, but it didn't seem to make a whole lot of sense. It's just 74 line items. So what I did is summarized it. Our estimated value in trade contracts was $26.4 million. If we took all the low bids, excluding the person that removed themselves, our low bid value was $22.2 million roughly. And we also do a second bid because sometimes the contractors either don't take the low bid or, we get concerned that they're going to pull out or something's going to happen. So if we take the total of all the second bids, it's 23.2 million, which is a variance between 12 and 16% under budget, which is great. We saw that come in was that 2 weeks ago? And we're very happy to see that. And we're hoping to carry through to the general bids. So for the general contractors, we had 9 pre-qualified contractors. We received 3 bids. The low bid was from CTA Construction Managers at $55 million. Brate Builders also bid at $58.1 million and J&J Contractors at $60.5 million. The low bid variance is 19% under budget. The second bidder is 14.5% and the third bidder is 11% under budget. Which is great. I mean, any one of those bidders, the highest bid you got is $8 million under the project estimate. So it's fantastic news. We're very happy to see that. We also had some other projects bid with PMA and some other publicly bid projects that we've known about recently. And this seems to be the trend. 10, 15%, 20% is the lowest I've heard so far. But it seems like contractors are a little bit hungry for work right now, which is what we kind of talked about from early on. This is what we wanted to hit, hoping to hit the market at the right time, hoping to hit it in a dip. And it seems like the timing was right and we've done that. So it's going to work out well for the town in that respect. The reason why we're not looking for a vote tonight, we still have some due diligence to do with the bidders. We've gotten some information from some other contractors about that we need to follow up with the low bidder to make sure that bid is going to stick and we're not going to get a protest. So Lorraine and I talked a bunch today. I've talked to Rich about it. I've talked to Doug about it. And because we want to make sure that this is done correctly and we don't want to have a protest, which could, or a court case or anything like that, which could leg this project out and delay the start of the project, we really want to take another week or so to go through, make sure that everything is in order before we recommend an award to the committee. So with that, I think it probably makes sense to have a meeting either next Thursday or early the week after that, so that we can, after we've done our due diligence, if we're in a position to do so, make that recommendation to this committee and vote to award the contract. So if there's other questions on any of the sub bids, any of the general bids, I can't see everyone's face, but I hope there's some smiles in there because it's great news when we come in at, we're happy when we come in at estimate. When we come in 10% under, 12% under, 20% under, it's a pretty great day, and it's a pretty exciting, it's pretty exciting for the town.
Sean, this is Doug. Can I make a quick comment?
Sure. I'm not the chair, so that would be up to Rich, but I'm happy to turn over the floor.
Sorry. No, this is fantastic news. You did a great job steering, the whole committee to timing this the way you did, and not just the fact that the bid prices are low. Rich and I were talking last night about how interest rates are at historically low levels too. So this is going to be, huge savings to taxpayers. So I just want to thank you for all your work getting to where we are now. But I just wanted to touch on the point you just made about doing extra due diligence and avoiding a bid protest. My phone's been actually blowing up this afternoon about this issue. I think people are, making calls, trying to, stir up questions. And I've been telling everybody the same thing, which is that we're just going to follow the law. There's a whole procedure set out in the law for how towns and school districts review bids and determine who is responsible and responsive. And you guys are very experienced, and we're just going to make sure that we follow the law and cross the T's and dot all the I's and do it right. So I'm saying that in case this, people from the public end up watching this, that there's, we're aware of the concerns, but I have full faith that you guys will steer us in the right direction to make sure that we're making the right decision. And I fully agree that let's take our time and avoid any potential pitfalls. So thank you.
Into that end, we, PMA with SMMA, are going to do the legwork, and we're going to present it to the district so that you, like Doug said, that the district can make the appropriate decision. The district is the awarding authority. We do have a pre-qualification committee, but at the end of the day, it's this committee and it's the town that makes the decision. So we want to make sure we set you up for success, and it's just going to, we want to make sure it's done correctly. And so we're going to take the time and do it correctly. And we can't guarantee that we're not going to get a bid protest one way or the other, but we can guarantee that we are going to do all the due diligence and put the town in the best position we can.
Could you tell us where these contractors have their offices? Are they local?
CTA is in Waltham. Brait is, are they Marshfield?
I think so.
And J&J
Is Lowell.
Lowell.
Yep.
Thank you.
I've worked with all three firms. So I know SMMA has experience with all three firms.
Uh-huh.
And Sean, PMA, you've got experience with at least two, if not all three, correct?
CTA and J&J, we've worked with. Brait, I'm not sure if other people in our company have worked with them, but we've heard good things about them, particularly recently. They're doing Cape Cod Tech. And my understanding is they're way ahead of schedule and under budget on that one. So, and we've heard that they're a great company to work with as well. So I know Lorraine's worked with them, but from PMA's due diligence and reference checks, we've heard nothing but good things about them.
Anyone else with any comments? I mean, this is significant. I remember the first project we did came in under budget. We had hit the market at a pretty good time, but nothing to this extent. I mean, when we see what the historically low interest rates have already done for us from a bonding perspective, and then we look at these numbers here, we're not talking pennies under what we had given an estimate to the towns, to the taxpayers in the town. we're talking significant dollars each year over 30 years that this is going to be below what we gave for an estimate. So it's tremendous news at a time that I think everybody could use it. I know when I got this call yesterday, it was the first time in a while I got some good news. I called Doug and he kind of said the same thing. He's like, "Hey, this is actually good news. This is great." Alan was the same thing. So, the impact to the town, to the taxpayers, is going to be significant. So, hats off to Lorraine and your team, Sean and your team, and again, a little bit of luck. At least there's one positive thing out of a pandemic.
Echo that. It's definitely a little bit of luck in just hitting the market right too. We do our best, and I think sometimes it's just the way the market hits, and we're very happy that it hit correctly for Rockland, and we're excited. Now we just got to build the building. So there's no other questions. That the next steps we want to talk about is, like I said, over the next week, we're going to do our due diligence. I've already contacted DCAM today, which is part of the requirement anyway, to get the DCAM files on both the both low bidders. It's typically what we do 1 and 2. Doug sent over an approval, so DCAM's going to send all that information tomorrow. We'll run through that, and we'll continue our due diligence. We'll likely meet with Rich and Doug, and I'll certainly meet with Lorraine as this goes on, just to give a sense of where we're at with it and how to frame it for the committee. But I think we should probably schedule a committee meeting. Lorraine, do you think next week's too early, or do you think we'll be okay next week?
I think we could tentatively, since we have everybody here, if we could tentatively schedule it for next Thursday, and then
Yeah, if we don't get the
that
information.
didn't work, we would expand it.
Because we would like to make an award as soon as possible. We don't want to belay. We want someone on board, and we want them contracted so that they can hit the ground running a month from today and get on site, get their fencing set up, get their trailers dropped, and start breaking ground.
So yeah, I don't see an issue. We can set it up for next Thursday at 4 o'clock. Obviously, as that date starts to come, and where it's all on Zoom, if we find out that for whatever reason we need to push it off to the following week, we can certainly do that.
Sean, do you want to unshare your screen for a minute just to see if that works for everybody and you can see people's faces?
Is everyone okay?
Yeah, I'm okay with it.
I'm good with it.
I'm okay.
Thank you.
Good for me.
All right. So I think that will be the plan, and hopefully, next Thursday will work, and we'll be able to have a vote. Okay.
If I could take a minute, I would like to introduce a new member of our team who's going to be on your project, Jay Williams. I don't know if you want to unmute and say hi, Jay, so everyone sees you.
Welcome aboard,
Hello,
Jay.
everybody. This strange face that you see here.
Jay is our construction control architect on the project, so he is going to be sort of our everyday boots on the ground person who is working in between the awarded contractor and our team. You'll see him at the monthly building committee meetings along with myself. Mariana is still obviously with SMMA, still the project architect, and Jay will be relying on her a lot, but you're going to start to see a lot more Jay and probably see his name more in emails as we start to kick off. Once the contract's awarded, he's going to be on the project pretty substantially.
Well, welcome aboard.
Thank you. Nice to meet everybody.
Thank you.
All right. Sean or Lorraine, anything else?
No, that's all I had on our end.
Could I ask a quick question? I didn't want to interrupt the presentation on the money, if that's okay. I was just wondering if in those low bids, is there a breakdown, or do you know if the town's portion was affected
by the same amount, or were there any line items that would have made the town's portion, the unreimbursed portions, more favorable even to the town?
I haven't run the numbers on it yet. I will for next meeting. That's a great point. We'll present on that. Typically, the savings are mostly to the town because we're over the cost per square foot, but there may be some variance on, we don't really know on the site yet because we won't know until we get an application for payment, and there is caps and site caps and things like that that go along with it. So I'll rerun the numbers. I think our 8% site cap will go down based on the bids, but yeah, that's good. I'll run the spreadsheet. We'll have it for next meeting if that's okay.
Thank you.
Although,
Any other
even just a caveat, Sean, that that's still going to be tentative, because until you get your amendment through the MSBA, you won't know what they're taking their savings on.
Very good point.
Any other comments or questions? If not, I'll look to take a vote on the minutes
I
from.
make a motion to approve the minutes of the January 21st meeting.
I have a motion. Do I have a second?
I'll second.
All right, got a second from Tim. So do a roll call. Those present, Alan,
Yes.
Chris Benica,
Yes.
Jean's not on here, Trish isn't. Tim,
Yes.
Mark Sham,
Yes.
Ashley,
Yes.
Julie,
Yes.
myself is a yes, and Christine.
Yes.
All right, so minutes are approved. And with that, I'll take a motion to adjourn.
Motion to adjourn.
You get a
Second,
second?
second,
You got a second? All right, Julie,
yes.
Alan,
Yes.
Doug,
Yes.
Tim,
Yes.
Ashley,
Yes.
Chris,
Yes.
Christine,
Yes.
Danielle,
Yes.
Mark,
Yes.
Jill,
Yes.
and myself. That's unanimous. Thank you, and we'll see everyone next Thursday at 4 o'clock.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Bye, everyone.